What about now? There we go. All right. Sorry for that. No audio at the start there. Thanks to those that are joining me live and to those that will be joining me on archive. If this is the first time listening to Z Style Boxing. Um, and I talk boxing, politics, whether the earth is round or not, which it is, and all other type of good stuff. But let me go ahead and talk about Angel Garcia. Okay. The father of Danny Garcia. Um, I've always felt the same about this individual. Okay. Obviously, as you all know, he's a trainer for his son, right? Right. He's his chief second or whatever. And I get it, right? There's a son, a father-son bond there, right? But while he's not the first father to cross the line and talk smack, and get in a war of words with individuals, he always crosses the line. Now he's not the first one in boxing history to cross the line, but nonetheless he does. And I've never really liked him, right? I've never been, and whether or not that translates to me not being fond of Danny Garcia in the process, whether subconsciously or not, I mean, we can leave that up for anybody else's interpretation. But Danny Garcia is a solid fighter who I will be giving my prediction with him and Keith Thurman, so look out for that. But he's a fighter who, in my opinion, there's a lot to criticize there, right? Some of the fights recently, there's a lot to criticize. But we're going to go ahead and leave Danny Garcia out of this for a moment. Let's talk about Angel. You can't talk about one without the other, but Angel Garcia, almost every other fight, if not every fight, at some point, at some press conference, crosses the line, right? So he's, I think, if I remember correct, I think he called Amir Khan a gypsy or something like that. And he made very, in my opinion, he said things that are inappropriate, right? Saying I've never met a Pakistani that could fight, or just stuff like that, right? Now a lot of people will defend that, and they'll say, "Wow, who cares? It's just shit talking," and I haven't met a Pakistani that can fight either, right? Um, but your opinion aside, he talks a lot of shit for an individual that is not going to step in the ring against the person he's talking shit about. His son's going to fight him. And that's the part. It's not that he crosses the line and that he says things that are inappropriate, right? At the very least, borderline racist, and just recently blatantly racist. But it's not just that. It's how he's vicariously living off of his son, right? Now, you could say Danny Garcia enables that, but nonetheless, how could he defend an individual who's talking shit while being protected and standing behind the shoulder of his son? You see, you know how I say it? He's not the first person in boxing to cross the line. What he could say about previous, people in boxing that crossed the line. If you want to say, hey, Tyson crossed the line when he said he's going to eat Lennox's children. Now, at the time, I don't even think Lennox had kids. All right. But regardless of your opinion about that, he was going to get in the ring and actually fight Lennox Lewis. Ricardo Mayorga, Roberto Duran, they said things that you could easily say crossed the line, but they were actually going to fight the individual that they were saying these things to. that individual is going to have an opportunity to land leather on them. All right. If you look at um, Ricardo Mayorga, right? I mean, did he definitely crossed the line. I mean, that dude, when he fought Oscar De La Hoya, not only did he question De La Hoya's, manhood, that's all bravado, okay? And not only did he talk shit about De La Hoya, um, he talked shit about De La Hoya's family, right? He said things about De La Hoya's son. And I felt that was inappropriate, but regardless of what your opinion is about that, Ricardo Mayorga was going to get in the ring and fight the man that he was talking shit to. This individual, Angel Garcia, right? Who, look, I'm not an expert on what type of drugs he's doing, but I wouldn't be shocked if he's on some type of drugs or a former drug addict, okay, recovering drug addict, right? Just it seems kind of obvious to me, just his characteristics. But let me say this, and before, why are you saying that? Look, man, you want me to have a filter since all right, since Angel Garcia talks shit to people that he's never going to have to fight. No one could say, "Oh, you're crossing the line" when you say that about Angel Garcia. You wouldn't say that to Angel Garcia's face, right? It's irrelevant whether I want it because he's an individual who's never going to have to face somebody that he's talking shit to. I can't respect that. Okay, I can't I mean, the type of things this guy says to boxers when he knows, all right, that he's protected by security in the fucking press conference, right? When he knows, all right, these fighters are not going to hit him. When he knows that he's not ever going to fight these fighters, you want me to respect this guy? You want me to have a filter when so if I say I think he's a recovering drug addict or is a drug addict, I don't have to have a filter, all right? You're treated the way you treat others. It's the way it is. Now, Angel Garcia, I mean, this guy, all right, let me tell you about this guy, all right? Danny, man! I mean, that raspy ass voice. Let me tell you something about Danny, man. Danny, since he was a little pup, man, when he was a little kid, I had him hitting, punching, man. I believe in Danny. I love my son, man. But let me tell you something. When he gets in the ring, he ain't gonna lose. All right? And that motherfucker who's gonna fight him, I'll whoop his ass. All right? I'll meet him in the hood. All right? I hit him in the hood. And I beat his ass too. But yeah, I can't do it because Danny's got to do it. You know what I mean? I don't want to take off food off of Danny's table if I clip this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, Angel Garcia is not a very intelligent individual, right? Um, all right. Man, man, I hear this guy talking shit. And let me tell you something, man. Danny don't fool around, man. All right? I promise you. All right? Saturday night, I promise you. It ain't going to be me, but, my son's going to take care of you, all right? I mean, come on. Could you imagine, right? Could you imagine it's Thanksgiving dinner. It's Thanksgiving. And you're there, you're just having fun, and then your dad just starts arguing with somebody. Fuck you, motherfucker! I'll fuck you up, man. You know what? Dude, you're at my table eating my turkey, getting mashed potato. Get the hell out of here, man. If you don't get the hell out of here, let me tell you something. I'm real serious. If you don't get out of here, I'm gonna have my son whoop your ass. Get that turkey out of your mouth. It's my turkey. All right? I'll eat it after you spit it out. All right? My son will whoop your ass, man. Get the fuck out of here. All right, anyway, um, this guy, Angel Garcia, just get his ass whooped, man. That's what he needs. I'll tell you right now. All right, like who remembers Johnny Ruiz trainer? What? Well, I'm trying to remember. Was it Roy Jones' trainer? They hit him with a two-piece. That's what has to happen to Angel Garcia, man. Like I would just love, man. These fighters won't do it because they'll get fucking sued up the ass. Number one, right? And they'll be seen as assholes for punching some old ass fucking. Well, not even that old, but you know what I mean. Some a little past middle aged, recovering drug addict. Can you just imagine? Hey, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. All right, you're gonna get in my face. You're gonna get in my face. Why don't you get in my face right now? Well, there's like fucking security all over. Like they're gonna get in your face. Get the hell out of here. All right. Have you ever seen a Chihuahua bark behind a fucking fence? They think they're the toughest motherfucker on earth when they're on the other side of the fence. Like, they're talking all type of shit. Like, they're ready to take the world, right? They'll take a fucking pit bull. They'll take you, a fucking Chihuahua. That's Danny Garcia, but instead of that, it's like, hey, come on, man. What are you gonna do, man? Huh? Hey, let me tell you something, Keith Thurman. If 5 security guards weren't here to cover me, they're protecting you, man. They're protecting you. Oh, come on, man. Just imagine who getting knocked out. I'll tell you right now, I would start a GoFundMe page for that boxer to pay his legal expenses. I really would. Man, I don't know, man. Somebody needs to punch this dude at a weigh-in or something because he's out of control. He's unhinged, right? He's unhinged. All right. He thinks he's invincible. All right. And I think he needs a little humbling experience. He really does. All right. Because I'll tell you right now, even if Keith Thurman knocks his son out, all right, this guy's going to be at the press conference like, yeah, you beat my son. All right, you got lucky, man. All right, if it was me in there, let me tell you something. I take out my pistol, man. All right, I ain't playing around. All right, so you won the ring. Well, I ain't going to fight you in the ring. We'll take it to the hood, man. We'll take it to the hood. What are you going to beat Keith Thurman in, okay? And what? Exactly. Huh? Who could snort the most? Is that what you're going to compete in? Right? Is that what you're going to beat him in? Like, I don't know, man. What can Angel Garcia beat Keith Thurman in? Not in any athletic competition. All right? Definitely not in a fight. So what is he going to do? In what way? What is he going to beat Keith Thurman in? All right? Maybe you can do more drugs without ODing. Okay? He'll beat Keith Thurman in that. Right? Like, yeah, man, I could beat you in how many, fucking needles I stick up my ass, man. I got the bandages ready, man. I got the needles ready, man. All right, I'm going to get those nades out, man. Anyway, let me tell you something. All right? That or he's smoking some shit that's not marijuana or tobacco. But with that said, all right? With that said, this is New Style Boxing, man. And make sure you hit subscribe. All right, man.